Hi and welcome back to Darvanalee Designs Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reed and today we are here for what is supposed to be a floss tube, but we're going to do a DDs Spooktober Stitch with me. Alright, so as you can see, we have got everything set up, so let's get started. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate you being here. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. As I said in the intro, today is normally a floss tube day, but as you're watching this, I am driving off to retreat. So I have had this planned for over 12 months now, or just on 12 months, maybe. I can't remember now. Anyway, the last time I went was about this time last year. And so a group of us are meeting up again in the same location. And we're hoping to have a really good day. Well, good weekend, actually. There's a few that join us for the day, but there's quite a number of us that stay there for the entire weekend. So I will be home on Sunday and I will upload my floss tube then, because I thought, you know what, I'm going to wait, and because we're getting to the end of October and this is DDs Spooktober after all, so I thought that it'd be a good idea to wait until I had finished at the retreat, because the last day is Halloween at the retreat. So I thought, well, I'll get most of my stitching done that I'm going to get done, because when I get home I'm not going to feel like stitching anyway. So I thought, why not film while I'm there? I probably won't be inviting anybody on camera because I know that a lot of the ladies don't do floss tube. I don't think any of them do floss tube, to be honest. So yeah, but you never know, some of them might want to get on camera with me. I figured that I'd film on Sunday, so I may end up filming some snippets from the retreat during the weekend and then just sort of add them in. So the floss tube for Friday will go up on Sunday at some stage. So I usually get home around about 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on traffic. So I will basically just come in and quickly edit the video and upload it. So there shouldn't be too much to edit out of it or anything, especially the floss tube part, because I pretty much do them in one take now. So I actually filmed this stitching earlier on in the week. And so I thought I'd just do a voiceover, and then that way you can do a little bit of stitching with me while I'm away at retreat. So I'm going to miss you guys, but I will catch up with you all on Sunday. All right, so let me just see. What have I been doing this week? So I'm recording this on Thursday afternoon. So I have managed to get some stitching in this week, but not a lot of stitching because I've been doing more prep and getting prepared for the 2 weeks after the retreat, because I have a trip to Brisbane, I have the magazine to get out, the summer issue, and I also have a retreat a mini retreat that I'm running. So I still have 2 spots available if anybody is looking for a spot. Sorry, not 2 spots, 1 spot available if anybody is wanting to come away for a weekend that watches this and you're here in Queensland. Someone else asked was going to come along, but they could not change their tickets. So they were going to be in Queensland and at that time, and yeah, but they couldn't change their tickets. So return tickets. So basically, we have a spot there available. So if you're interested, please just contact me on Facebook or comment below this video and say, hey, I'm interested. I will get the notification and I will be in contact at some stage. It probably won't be over the weekend. I try to stay off social media when I'm away. As you can imagine, I get sick of looking at computers and devices and all the things. So it's good to get away. I'm not running it, where I'm basically there to stitch and catch up with some friends. So yeah, I'm totally looking forward to it. Now, remember, this Sunday is actually going to be our 100th episode of Flosstube. Technically, it was supposed to be today, the day that you're watching this, but which was the Friday. But we're going to move that to the Sunday now because I'm away, and basically that gives you an extra chance to get a comment in with your flag from the country that you live in. Okay, so for those that weren't here last week and didn't know, that we have, to celebrate my 100th episode of Flosstube, we have a massive giveaway happening right now. So basically, if you're here in Australia, you need to put your Aussie flag there, and you will be in the draw to, everybody's in the draw, but if the person in Australia is in Australia and they win, I will get my words out in a minute. It's one of those days where you just should not talk. I've had a few of those days this week. So basically, what I need you to do, if you want to be in the competition, I want you to put your name in the comments below and put the flag of which the country you reside. And the reason I want you to do that is because we have a massive giveaway to celebrate 100 episodes of Flosstube. So why do I need you to put the flag? Because if you put the flag, that lets me know that you're international or whether you're in Australia. If you're in Australia, you will be receiving a mystery box full of goodies from me to help me celebrate. And that's my gift to you, and basically for all the support and encouragement that you have shown over the last 100 episodes. If you are overseas, the postage is going to cost a bomb. So I am doing basically a gift voucher from 123 Stitch for $50 for our international viewers, because I have a lot of international viewers, and I don't want to leave you guys out. I want everybody to be able to be in it. Okay, so if you're in Australia, you're actually going to receive a parcel. If you're overseas, it'll be a $50 gift voucher. Okay, and that is just my way of saying thank you very much for all the support and encouragement and the laughs and everything over the last 100 episodes. I cannot believe it's 100 episodes this week. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm just gobsmacked. One, to my commitment, because like there's been times where I've just wanted to give up and I haven't, which is great. I've taken time off, but that was because I lost my stitchy mojo, and you can't really have a floss tube if you're not stitching anything, right? Right. So yeah, so I'm super excited that I've reached my milestone of 100 episodes. Does that mean I'm going to disappear? No, of course not. That means that I'm going to be around even longer. So basically I've got a lot of things planned for in the future for Flosstube and for different things, you know, like free patterns and all that sort of stuff, because I'm really starting to step up my designing side of things now, and I want to share that with you guys. I am still looking into Patreon and the join feature. I'm still hashing over that, which way I'm going to jump, whether I'm just going to have the join button here on YouTube, or whether I'm going to have Patreon, or if I have both. No, because it's a muchness really. So I know that some people would prefer to be on Patreon and some people would prefer to stay on YouTube. So I'm still hashing that out. I don't know whether it's going to start in January. I'm thinking that's where I want to aim for, is for January, but it also depends on a lot of things. So basically I've got to make sure that I'm, one, going to have the time to do it, two, that I am going to bring you great content apart from what I'm already bringing on the channel. So if you want to support the channel, you can do that. If you're just watching, you can do that by actually clicking the subscribe button and watching my videos in their entirety until right to the end. And then that way you will, because a lot of time we have competitions and all that sort of stuff, and we put code words in and all that sort of stuff, so you need to watch the videos so you can win prizes and stuff like that. Now, starting in November, we do have quite a number of prizes and stuff coming up. A lovely subscriber has sent me some patterns for me to give away. She doesn't want to be mentioned. Well, she didn't say she didn't want to, but she said I didn't have to, so I'm going to take that as she didn't want to be mentioned. So she knows who she is, and I do thank her for that, and we've talked quite a number of times in text and everything, and it was absolutely beautiful of her to send those through. So I will have those giveaways for you coming in November. And of course, we also have our Vlogmas coming up. So my Vlogmas this year, I think I'm going to maybe do it a little bit the same as what I'm normally doing, except I'll have a few extra tutorials and stuff like that instead of just having stitching every day, because that sort of counts out all my sewers that are on the channel that don't actually cross stitch. So I've been sitting down and doing the layout and working out and all that sort of stuff, and I think I've got some good stuff for you this time. So, and we are starting with some of our Christmas tutorials and stuff in November as well. So November's going to be a big month as well. So yeah, now a lot of people, I've had probably about 10 or 15 emails asking me if my current schedule is going to stay the same into 2023. Pretty much it'll stay the same. There may be on occasions where I don't put up a slow stitching Saturday or a Flosstube because I'll be away at retreats, because exciting news, I am starting up my retreats again next year. So we've had them on hiatus for a little while because of the dreaded C word, and the dreaded lurgy, or whatever you want to call it, had been hanging around, and it was just, I get a lot of people that come from interstate, and it was just too risky that their flights were going to get cancelled and all that sort of stuff. So I sat down and thought about it the other day, and we don't have the 5-day isolation thing anymore, and most people are vaccinated. So I figured that now is a great time to start up the retreats again. So I am still in negotiations with dates and everything like that. So as soon as I know what any of the dates are, I will let you all know, because I know a lot of you have been hanging out from to start up again. Now, prior to the dreaded lurgy, I had a lot of things that were in the pipeline. Unfortunately, one of them, which was a cruise, I have to pretty much go back to the drawing board because some things have changed. And the one thing that has changed was the people that I was dealing with downtown have left. They are no longer in Kingaroy. So that was the travel agent. They are no longer there. I don't know where they've gone. I don't know whether they're still in business. A lot of businesses, as we're all aware of, because of the dreaded lurgy, have closed down and gone either to basically online or whatever. So I've got to start that again. So that, because I've been asked about that too in the last couple of weeks. So I am looking at just doing that in the Australian waters for those that are overseas. Unfortunately, I am not doing it overseas. And it sounds like I've got a thunderstorm about to happen. So just excuse me for a second. I'm just going to check how bad that's going to be, because sometimes they're a bit of a flash in the pan. Okay, so sorry about that. I just had to check on that. The birds are still chirping and everything, so it's just rumbling. There's no lightning out there. It's just dark clouds and whatnot. So we're all good to go. We can still do this. All right. So basically, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on that, and we were also looking at doing an international retreat as well. So again, that is gone back to the drawing board as well, because the simple fact is the flights and everything are a little bit risky, and I don't want to have a group of people getting stuck in wherever we go. And so I'm going back to the drawing boards on those, and they'll stay on the back burner for quite a little while yet, until things really settle down. But retreats are starting up again up at the Bunya Mountains. So for those that live locally in Brisbane and or here in Australia, basically we have a Facebook group called DDs Sewing and Crafting Retreats. It is a private group, but if you send me a message, I can send you the link for that and you can join that. Originally I had it for just people that were going to the retreat, but I've had a few questions. I've had a lot of correspondence in the last probably 2 or 3 months about retreats and about the groups and stuff like that. So the retreat group, generally we had it there for people that were coming to the retreats, so they had an opportunity to meet and greet other people in the group, and so they, especially for those that are traveling alone, don't feel so out of place when they get there and stuff like that. And but all the information goes into that group, so things like what you need to bring, what projects are going on, if it's a sewing one, if it's a mixed one, you know, like all that sort of stuff. Sometimes I'll ask questions in there from people and whatnot. But once you're in the group, if you've been to a retreat, you stay in the group. But I am opening it up because I've had a few people that want to see sort of, you know, feedback and all that sort of stuff, and that's fine. So if you want to join the group, that's fine. It is actually a DDs retreat group, so it's not for you to go in there and start posting about all your retreats and stuff like that. It is purely for a DDs retreat. So if you would like to join that group, we do have that there for you. Just send me a message on Facebook or comment below and say, hey, I'd like to be in the group, and I can try and track you down, or message me on Instagram is probably another way you can do it as well. All right, so that is all happening. So you will get updates with all of that sort of stuff over the next probably couple of weeks. We should have dates set down for next year. What else is happening with that? I'm still deciding whether I'm going to do them mixed or just cross stitch or just anything goes. So I've had some feedback from people that actually come to the retreats, who have been to several retreats, some that have been to all retreats. So I've had some feedback from them, and so at this point in time, it's looking like it'll be mixed. But I'm not sure how that will go, because a lot of the time, these sewing retreats, we generally have a project that we do, whether it be a bag or something along those lines. So I contact a designer and we work out a pattern and whatnot, and then I buy the pattern off them for everybody. So it works out really good. And we've done that quite a number of times in the past, but I don't know whether... I don't know how I'd run a combination. I mean, cross stitches are pretty much, they do their thing, and most sewers do their thing as well, but some people like to have a project. So I've got a lot of pieces of paper in front of me where I'm working out and the nitty gritties of everything. But as I said, you guys will be the first to know as soon as anything happens with the retreats, and I'm so excited because I have missed the retreats. I have been cooped up on this veranda for the better part of 3 years, and I just need to get back to my roots of entertaining people and bringing people, like-minded people, together. I absolutely adored doing it. Tiring as it is, I absolutely loved it, and I really want to get back into it again. So I'm hoping that all of you will be excited that live locally here in Australia and Queensland, and if you're real keen, New Zealand, you can always pop across the pond. We'd be happy to have you for the weekend. It is a beautiful place up there, and we're just working out dates at the moment, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, nothing much else has been going on. I've just been walking on eggshells around Savannah because she's in the midst of her exams and we're just avoiding her. She's doing really well. For those that were asking, she is doing really well. She's taking it in her stride. We've had no atomic meltdowns. We've had no crying in the fetal position. We've had a few outbursts and a few snappy moments, but that's to be expected. She's a bit stressed. We've had a few moments where she's walked in from an exam and gone, I aced that exam. I'm like, what do you mean you aced that exam? She goes, it's the same as what we did in class. And I'm like, are you kidding? She goes, nope. Exactly the same question that she had already done an assignment on. So I didn't say, I thought to myself, you want to ace it if you've already done it. And I said, well, what did you get? She goes, I'm pretty sure I got an A-, she goes, it was definitely maybe an A. She goes, I can't remember, but yeah. So anyway, she was pretty happy with that. I think she's got 3 more exams to go. She didn't have any today, so she's at work today. And she doesn't have any tomorrow either. And she had a friend over today. They spent the day studying and whatnot, because I think her next exam is math. So I do know that she's got quite a big break between one of her exams and So she had one yesterday, and I think her next one's Monday, which wouldn't be maths because maths is Wednesday, because then she has that one on Wednesday, and then it's not until the 11th that she has her physics. So it must be another one that I'm just not remembering what it is. So she's done art, English, and legal studies was yesterday, and then she's got maths next Wednesday. And I'm pretty sure she's got something on Monday or Tuesday. I cannot remember. She definitely has something on the Monday because she had a hair appointment and she had to cancel that. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure, is it biology maybe? Yes, it's biology on Monday. That's what it is. That was she's becoming a biology teacher. You think I'd remember that? It's been one of those weeks, people. It's been one of those weeks. So yeah, we have, had some pretty wild storms in the last few days as well. We've had 2 incredibly hot days, where first time this year that I've actually had to turn the aircon on, both in my studio and in the house, because it was just incredibly muggy, because there's so much moisture in the ground from all the strange weather that we've been having, and it looks like we've got more rain on the way. So my lawn is about a foot at the moment, foot tall at the moment, and the poor lawnmower guy can't even come and mow it because it's so spongy out there. He'll just end up tearing up my lawn in my backyard. So no, I don't think so. You'll just have to deal with it when it gets longer. Brennan said he's going to have a look at our ride-on lawnmower over the weekend and see if he can't get that going, and he'll do a quick run over it, and then the lawnmower guy can come and tidy it up when he can. So yeah. I'm very much looking forward to being away at the retreat. I'm looking forward to being near the coast. Always get a nice storm when we're over there, which is great. I'm looking forward to just relaxing and not having to worry about filming or any sort of housework or running children to and from work or doing any admin stuff for King of Toe. I'm just looking forward to just going away. It's going to be great. And to be honest, I don't even care if I don't put a stitch in. It's just going to be nice to go away and chit and chat with my friends. I'm very much looking forward to it. All right, so you can see here on my cross stitch that I'm working on, which is Halloween Quaker, for those that are wondering, who are new here. I managed to get the house. I still do not know where that mistake is on that bottom row, and so as I said last week, I'm just calling it and just leaving it how it is. I have printed off the spider web and everything, so I will endeavour to get some stitches in on the weekend for that. I'm pretty excited about that. That reminds me, I have to double check that I've got all the floss there. I'm slowly packing everything, and I keep looking around going, I need to take that. I need to take that. I've almost forgot that. And I've got needles, because last time I went I forgot needles. And I remembered halfway there, so I stopped at the Spotlight and got some. Because I don't always leave my needles in. And since then I've sort of got into the habit of leaving a needle in my project. Prior to that, I used to take my needles out all the time and just have them on my little magnetic board with all my needle minders or in a needle book. And so, so I was sort of in that habit. And then last year I got to the retreat and as I said, I had forgotten needles. And so I was lucky enough to be near Spotlight. So I grabbed some and it was good, and I was good to go. So yeah, that made a big difference. I'm taking some stuff to the retreat for sale as well, so I'll have a little stall set up there. Oh, it's getting noisy out. It must be storming up. All the trucks are leaving. We have some construction going on up the end of the street, which has been making it super interesting for recording, I can assure you. So basically they're all leaving, so it must be going to storm. The wind has just picked up, so the storm is getting super close, and you might even hear some sounds of it as we proceed. Maybe not, because the mic's pretty, it's pretty good. It doesn't let too much happen and whatnot. So, so basically I am going to stay on for as long as I can until it hits, because anybody that lives in Queensland knows when our storms roll in, they roll in a big way. So if I end up having to, because then I like to switch all the computers and everything off, so that is like the sun is still out a little bit, so I don't think it's going to be hanging around too much, and I dare say that we're right on the edge of it, because it has moved a little bit there from where it was when I checked just a little while ago. So yeah, this is going to be interesting, see how far we can get. But what was I saying? So I don't know where the mistake is in this chart, and I've printed off the spiders, so I've got them, which is great. Excuse me. So I can work on them on the weekend. I'm planning on putting some more stitches into this. I don't think I'm going to get it finished by the end of the weekend, but I've given it a red hot bash, and I have got a lot of stuff done. But this is actually going to be my focus piece at the retreat. So never say never, as they say. I've still got a little bit to do in my like houses and whatnot. Brendan's just sent me a message, gone, big storm just hit here. If you have washing on, you have 5 or 10 minutes. He's trying to fix the aircon on my car before I go away, so just bear with me for a sec. Nothing like multitasking. Okay, so it is really rumbling now. Like the thunder is really rumbling. There's no lightning or anything. It's just rumbling. So he just sent me a message saying big storm hit, and he was just giving me the heads up in case I had washing for going away on the clothesline. But I did that all yesterday when it was sunny. I got up very, very early in the morning and I washed all my clothes, because I wash everybody else's. I've got a terrible habit of doing everybody else's stuff and forgetting about myself. Can anybody else relate to this? Like, it drives me insane that I do this to myself. I get down to my last pair of underwear, and yet I make sure everybody else has got their washing, and I forget about myself. I think as women, we tend to always put everybody else ahead of us. It's time to start getting selfish, ladies. Start putting ourselves ahead of everybody else. I do it all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, I've only got 2 days to go, and I'm going to have no clothes, and I'm going away, and I'm going to have to go naked if I don't do my washing. So I got up super early yesterday and I went for a walk. I did 12,000 steps yesterday, which was brilliant. So I went for a walk. I did a little bit of filming out and about on my walk as well for a reading vlog that I'm doing. And so I basically as I walked out the door, I put my first load of washing on, and then so by the time I come back, that was almost finished. When it was finished, I hung it out and put the second load on, and I had everything out on the clothesline by 9 o'clock. Yes, I get up at a ridiculously early time. I think yesterday I got up at 10 to 5, because here in Queensland, the sun, as we head into the summer months, is up at 4:30, and the birds are screaming out the front in the drunken parrots trees. So it's all happening here in the morning. It's a drive. So I just thought, why fight it? Get up, just go. I went for a walk, as I said, done some filming for the reading vlog, and got all my washing done. And it was all dry by, I think, 1 o'clock. And then it come over cloudy. I thought it was going to rain. I thought, oh, better get out there. Got it all off, and then it didn't rain anyway. So that was pretty good. I was all good on that. But at least he was looking out for me, going, hey, if your washing's on the line, and that. And it's actually probably more to the point, mainly because he doesn't want to have to pay for me to go up to the dryer and dry my clothes, because we don't have a clothes dryer here. I know some people probably go, what, you don't have a clothes dryer? We just don't have one, because where we live, winter is a little bit problematic. We do have some problems in winter getting everything dry. But summertime, as I said, if I do my washing first, even if I put a load on the night before, get up in the morning, hang it out, it'll be dry by 10 o'clock because it's so hot. So yesterday we were at 33 degrees, I think the temperature was 32, 33 degrees when we checked the thermometer, and I think 2 days beforehand, I had a jumper on. I was filming, and you can see my videos on my booktube. I actually had a jumper on because it was cold, and it was below 20 degrees. Like, it's just ridiculous, the thing. Okay, so update from Brendan on the aircon. He goes, first of all, he said, same, we just got a lot of wind and everything, but huge hard, and then huge hard rain. We have a little bit of rain here, which you're probably hearing a little bit in the background. It's sprinkling. No, it's not. Well, they're really large droplets, but it's not pouring with rain. And he's found the issue with the aircon, and he's found a part over at the workshop, and he's just cleaning it all and putting it together. So I got a bit miffed with him because he always leaves it till like the night before when I'm going away to check the car and do work on it, and I get very frustrated with him because that's not how I want you to do it, because I want to be going away. I don't want you to be working on the car and me standing there tapping my foot waiting for you to work on the car, because then that's when things go wrong. So I got a little bit miffed and just had to walk away. I had a moment. It's just frustrating. You know, when you I mean, I'm sure there's things that I do, and I know that there are things that I do that miff him too. But this one thing, it just miffs me. He always does it right before we're leaving, or the night before, or something like that, and then gets snippy with everybody because he's left it to the last minute, so that makes it all our fault. And I was just like, really? So I got a little bit miffed and walked away and didn't engage. It's just the better way to go, really. But anyway, that was just my pet peeve for today. That it has come over incredibly dark. My house is sitting right on the edge of it. I'm looking out my windows and you can just see the line of clouds. It's getting slowly but surely getting darker, and the rumbling's getting louder. The birds are still chirping, so it's still a fair way away. It's not going to hit real hard, because I notice when the rain is going to come down, like torrential rain is going to come down, the birds go really quiet, like you don't hear them. But if it's just going to be a short shower, all the parrots are going off, like they're like frolicking in the rain. It's just like, yeah. Anyway, enough about the weather. So, anyway, I'm hoping that I'm going to get a lot more stitching done on this over the weekend, because the simple fact is that this is going to be my focus piece right up until the 31st. So I'm planning on working on this every single day that I'm away, including the Sunday. And even if it's only an hour or so, I didn't get much stitching on it done this week. I mean, the best of intention, guys, the best of intentions. It just didn't happen for me. So, and I don't really know why, because I've been busy and stuff like that, but I mean, I still can squeeze in an hour. I did fall down the rabbit hole in a book though. That probably did it. And it was a physical book. It wasn't an audio book. So, and I'm a bit disappointed with one of the books that I'm reading. Not great. Still debating whether I'll DNF it or not. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I'm hoping to. The plan is to get the spiders done and in place over the weekend, and then that is then it's just mostly little stuff that I've got to do, like little bats. And so you can see a bat just above the cat. I've got another one of those to put up near the moon, and then I've got a little jack-o'-lantern. And then a couple of little star things that's near the crow there. And then I've just got to fix that big boo-boo up over near the cats and the skeleton. So my plan is to, once I'm finished up this end and I've done all the little bits and everything's done up this end, I'm going to start working my way back towards the cats and the skeletons, and get all the little elements in that I need to get, finish off the word Halloween, put in all the stuff that I need to put in, and then I'm just going to leave the skeleton and the cats to the very last. So get everything else done and then put the skeletons in, and then I can work out what I'm going to do with the cats, because it may come down to that I either have to sacrifice the skeletons border or I sacrifice the cats. if I have to sacrifice the cats, then I will just take another element that is a little bit smaller, that is a Quaker element, may even be from a different pattern altogether, and put that in. And then I will, because I really like the cats, that's what drew me to the chart in the beginning. And on the front cover, it actually has a biscornu done up in the cats, a biscornu or a drum, I can't remember now, but yeah, so and it was done in an orange fabric. So if I can't put the cats in on this chart because I've buggered it up so badly, I'll just add other elements in there. I might put, just a standalone cat, maybe 2 cats facing each other and some little Quaker motifs around it, and call it done. But I definitely want to get the skeletons in, and the stuff below it, as far as I'm aware, is correct. So that's why I'm going to put the skeletons in, because I know that the cats are the ones that are wrong, and something around there is wrong. So I will do my best to get that in. And it's actually stressing me that I've made this big boo-boo. Like, it's not causing me anxiety or anything to the point where I'm not going to do it. It's just, it has stressed me out a little bit that I've made this monumental stuff up that now I have to fudge everything. Like, everything is out. And I just do not know where the mistake is. And there are just far too many stitches in there to even try to pull it out. So basically I just thought, I came up with a plan B. If it doesn't work, I've got a plan B. Unless I tell, like, people that come to my house, unless I tell them that there is a mistake in it, they're not going to know. The entire internet knows, but the people that come to my house won't know. And at the end of the day, I've enjoyed stitching this, every minute of it. Apart from the mistake in it and that causing me a little bit of stress, I've still enjoyed stitching on it. I do love this chart. I'll be glad to see the back of it. I can honestly say that, because I've been working on this for far too long, and I'm probably going to keep working on this until it's finished, because it is so close to a finish, like so close to a finish. I'd be silly to put it away till next year to do it. I'm better off just keep plodding away on it. Because I'm starting on New Year's Eve. Oh, I should probably talk a little bit about that too. If you want to join us for a Zoom on New Year's Eve, there is a form down below this video that you can fill out to secure yourself a spot and it doesn't cost you anything, it's free. And it's just to let me know how many people are coming. You can join us for some stitching or some sewing or some crocheting or diamond painting, whatever takes your fancy. But we're going to craft in the new year. So, and on the form there is some, I'm pretty sure there's a time schedule. It's been a while since I looked at it. I'm pretty sure I put the time schedule of when I'm actually going to be in there. But if you've got friends that watch me, you can meet up with them in there and all the rest of it. And you do need to put your email down there, because the simple fact is I will be emailing you the bits and pieces that you need to log in. And I need to vet people as well, because if there's somebody that I don't know, most of the people that have put their names down, I know. You are regulars on the channel, you are regular commenters, we've engaged with one another and whatnot. So I'm going to be on quite early from when it opens on New Year's Eve, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So that is non-daylight saving time. So because in Queensland I don't have daylight saving, so it's Australian Eastern Standard or Brisbane. Put in Brisbane and you'll get the time. And so I'll be on from 6 o'clock and I'll stay on until the wee hours. I generally do. I stay on till 1 or 2 o'clock. I have a nap that afternoon. That way I'm ready to go. And then I can spend time with everybody. And people come and go. A lot of people stay on till midnight. Some check out at 11. Just depends where they're at. And it's great because we get to see a few different people through their new year as well. So New South Wales and Victoria, they usually go first. Then it's us. Then maybe Northern Territory before us. I don't know. I don't even know the time zones anymore. Like, it's not something I had to think about. Like, we haven't travelled or anything like that. The only place I really have to think about is New South Wales, because my best friends are down there. And so, yeah, so that's really, and everybody else I know is in Queensland. So it's all good. But yeah, so if you want to join us, fill out the form down below, and we're still taking pattern testers, but I haven't added anybody to the group. So if you haven't received an email yet, keep an eye out for that. I will be doing that when I get back from the retreat. It was just easier to let it sit for a couple of weeks to build up, and I'm looking after the 11th of November. I will be starting to look for people to sew and stitch and all that sort of stuff. I just want to get the summer issue out, and then I'll be looking for some autumn stitches. I'll be looking for some Halloween stitches. I will be looking for general embroidery stitches, and I will be also looking for people that know how to sew bags, and also some minimum requirements will be attaching zips and stuff like that. So yeah, so that is also down below as well. It's called the Model Stitches and Pattern Testers form. If you fill that out with your details, no one else sees those details except for me. I can assure you that I do not sell your information to a third party. That is for my eyes only, because I would like to work with some of you to get some of the designs that I've got floating around in my head and also on my computer and in my programs and whatnot. I would like them to see the light of day. So I'm not about to sell your information off to the highest bidder at all. You can rest assured on that. All right, it looks like this storm has blown over, because I can already see the sun coming out, which is great, and the birds are starting to get louder again. So it might roll in again, because sometimes we'll get one. It's just the start, and then the big one comes. But yeah, anyway, it's neither here nor there, is it, for you guys? Because you're in the comfort of your own home stitching away. All right, so if you want to come to our Zoom New Year's Eve party, by all means, fill out that form. If you would like to be a pattern tester for DDs, please fill out the form for pattern testers, and just leave all your details, answer all those questions. That would be fabulous. What else is going on? Nothing else, really. I think I might actually call that a day and get on with the rest of my day of packing and all the rest of it. Well, the day's almost finished. It's 4:00 in the afternoon right now. But yeah, so I'm going to get on with the rest of it, get all that packed up. Don't forget to leave your name down below with the emoji flag of your country. Okay, and then that way I know where you reside. So if I draw your name out, I know that you are if you're in an internet, like overseas, I know that you're winning the 123 Stitch $50 gift voucher, and if you're here in Australia, well, you get a mystery box. And I must say, it is nice to see a lot of Aussies commenting down below, because I often only see a lot of overseas people that comment. But as I said, that is all from me today. I've waffled on for long enough and taken up enough of your time. I am going to get off and get on with the rest of my day. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it to all notifications, and then that way you're not going to miss out on our 100th episode of Flosstube, and also not miss out on our giveaways as well. But have a great weekend, everybody. I hope you get lots of stitching in, and I will see you all again next time. Bye for now.